going on, guys? Pumpernickel 2003 here, and welcome to Motorsport Manager. This is a really cool game where you can manage your own motorsport team. I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. But the thing is, we will be using the FIA 2019 mod pack, which is basically the Formula One series as of 2019. So, like, the driver lineups, the race tracks, anything you can really think of. The only thing about this is he didn't change the code, and so the cars do not have the halo, but we can last without a halo. No one's gonna get hurt, hopefully. So props to this person, whoever made this mod. As you can see, they added the F1 series, the F2 series, the F3 series. They've got the F1 screen, I don't know what to call it, and they've got all 10 teams, and they've got the new paint jobs of 2019. They've got the new names of 2019. They've got the new drivers of 2019. They've got all their pictures. This isn't just for F1. This is for F1, F2, and F3, the feeder series and the main series, and it's so cool. So in this series that we're going to be doing in F1, we're going to be in Sauber Alfa Romeo. As you can see, we've got the Iceman himself, Kimi Räikkönen, and we've got Antonio Giovinazzi. The first race is in Sydney, which is close enough because, the first race is in Melbourne. We got our pit crew ready to go while I'm, getting sponsors, getting set up and stuff. The thing about this game is it's really difficult if you have no idea what you're doing, which is why I've spent, I believe, 6 hours in this game before starting the series, so I understand what to do, and I can get, decent gameplay and decent gaming material. So for the beginning of the series, I'm just planning to try and get my feet in F1, maybe get some points, maybe get a win or two. I'm not expecting a team championship. I'm not expecting a driver's championship. And we're just gonna have to see how it goes. But I'm really excited for this series. I'm hoping to stay with Alfa Romeo the whole time through. I mean, as long as I don't have to win tons of races. I don't have to get lots of points. I just have to be above what the sponsors want me to get. That way, I can, keep my job at Alfa Romeo. And as you can see in the top of the screen, we have $72 million. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, that's going to go away real quick, because we're going to get all the upgrades we can to keep up with the front runners. Because we don't know how the first race is going to go, but we know that we're not the fastest team, so we're going to initially, from the start, give everything we've got and start upgrading, push it in practice, push it in qualifying, and race as hard as we can in the race. As of right now, Kimi Räikkönen is our #1 driver, so we gotta kind of keep him in our sights, try to get him to the front as quick as we can. He is the guy that we're gonna be focusing on, at least as far as I know, because Antonio may get a really good race, who knows. So as we're winding down to crunch time, we're still trying to get sponsors on our side. And see, that's where that 30 million went away that I was talking about. It went right into upgrading the design center. Like I said, And I'm planning on Raikkonen being the fastest, so I'm giving him most super softs and softs. I'm giving Antonio the mediums, trying to see if I can stretch him out as far as I can. And maybe get him up front if I can. But as you can see, it's raining for practice, heavy rain for qualifying, and clear for the race. So I have no idea what's gonna happen. But I'm just hoping that we're gonna do good, because that's the whole plan. Just do good. Don't DNF the first race. It's pretty embarrassing if you DNF the first race. As we go down to Sydney instead of Melbourne, because let's just say like this is calendar change. As you can kind of tell, it's raining right now. You can kind of see on the screen all the raindrops. We put Raikkonen and Giovinazzi in, as usual. I had to change up their settings a bit. Try to see if I could get it a little bit better for them. I mean, this is what practice is for. It's so you can learn the car, understand how it's going to handle for qualifying in the race. And gotta say, if you look, we're doing really good. We were holding second and third for a while, and we end up fourth and eighth in practice. If that momentum keeps up, then we're going to do really good in qualifying and the race. The thing is, you never know. But as you can see, Red Bull Aston Martin, they didn't do too well. 12th and last. So it's going to be exciting to see what they do here. So going into qualifying, I had to change up the settings a little bit more because I just got their feedback, because I simulated practice, and I'm going to do the same with qualifying. I'm going to simulate qualifying and just see how it goes. As you can see, I'm switching back and forth between the preferences and trying to make it the best it can be. And right now, it's a shot in the dark for both of them. It's just a shot in the dark. And then after qualifying, I'll see if I did good or not. But I didn't have to adjust too much settings. The gear ratios I did drop down a ton, as you can see, from like 70-something% to 30-something%. See, we don't know how any of it's going to go, so we simulate qualifying session. Initially, very surprised. By the end of round 1, 5th and 12th. 5th and 12th. That's absolutely insane. Because if you look at the top, it's Sergio Perez and George Russell, and then the two Renaults. And if you look at the bottom, Valtteri Bottas, 15th. But your 5 out are Alexander Albon, Charles Leclerc, both Aston Martins, and Lando Norris in the McLaren. So this is going to be an exciting first race for the exciting first season. We don't know what's going to happen. This qualifying session right here really threw me for a curveball. And it's going into qualifying session 2. I have a little bit of faith for Antonio, but I have a lot of faith that Kimi's going to make it in. After we simulated that, my faith completely went away. 13th and 14th. I was completely devastated because of what happened in qualifying and comparing it to practice. So out of Q2 is Lance Stroll, Danny Kvyat, both of our guys in Alfa Romeo, and Romain Grosjean. Wow, that stings. As you can see, both Williams made it into the top 10. And now we're just along to watch. Kubica and Russell, they both set their times pretty quick. Magnussen held the pole for a while and then dropped down. Perez starts 10th. Russell and Kubica get 8th and 9th. But as usual, even in real life, Hamilton's on pole. So congrats to Hamilton, as Lewis Hamilton got first, and this is just a really quick run through of the starting grid. There's our two guys in 13th and 14th. And then pretty sad Red Bulls in 18th and 19th. So here we go. As we wait for lights out, and lights are out, and we're underway. Giovinazzi with a good start, Raikkonen not with such a good start. But going into turn 1, Raikkonen gets lots of positions. He's already up to 12th and he's still going. These intermediates on the early part are going to be really good. This is why Raikkonen's very quick at the beginning. He's just a good driver and a decent team on the right set of tires, passing everyone on full wets because the full wets are really slick right now. As he moves his way up into 5th. After about 3 laps, we're going to expect these guys on full wets to come charging through because the rain's supposed to get worse for a good couple of laps until about lap 7, and then it's going to start dying down. As you can see, Giovinazzi's in the back battling for 13th. He's in the pack completely. Hamilton with a good start ends out pulling away just a little bit, but pulling away nonetheless. A lap later, we watched Giovinazzi as Raikkonen fell all the way back to 9th. Giovinazzi starts moving his way up. As you see at the top of the screen, the water on track, it's soaked. The track is actually soaked. It's starting to rain so hard, and these guys on wets are moving up, and Kimi Raikkonen keeps falling down. There's the statistics for you. It's about to be completely waterlogged, basically, on the track. As Giovinazzi keeps cutting his way through the field. He's in 5th right now. There he goes to 4th, passing Valtteri Bottas. Now chasing down Sebastian Vettel, passes him with ease. Now has to chase down Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton. Daniel Ricciardo, not very good through the turns, very slidey through the turns. As Giovinazzi is able to get past him, and then through turn 1 and turn 2 and turn 3 into 4. Giovinazzi gets to the inside. Out of 5, he's pulled ahead, and then going out of 6 onto the straight, Giovinazzi has the lead. A couple laps later, the track starts drying. Here comes those guys on intermediates, flying right back by Giovinazzi. Ricciardo and Vettel right there also charging in. So this is where I'm thinking of putting Giovinazzi in pit. Get him on medium tires like I said I would earlier. I'm going to see if I can stretch him out as far as I can. But I think right now is the best time to pit when everyone's still on wet tires, because then we'll be some of the first people to pit. So when we're on those slick tires and everyone else is on the wet tires and intermediates, we're going to be gaining faster and faster lap times, which means we're going to be gaining on the leaders much quicker. As you see, Raikkonen, he ends up 5th while passing everyone in pit. And Antonio Giovinazzi comes out about 7th, then gets passed down to 8th, and then we bring Raikkonen in. We put him on the soft tire instead. And Giovinazzi, he gets around him through the pits, and Giovinazzi goes up to 7th. And here we go. Verstappen and Ups, top 6 are all on intermediate tires. They're really slow. The track barely has any water left on it. Probably just some weepers, but nothing else, nothing more. As you see, Giovinazzi really trying to chase down Verstappen. Verstappen really trying to hold on, using all the ERS he can. It's just not enough. And Giovinazzi now goes after Lance Stroll. And Stroll just a little bit further ahead, as you can see. Not that far ahead, and then goes to pit. Everyone on intermediate tires went to pit. Giovinazzi beats Vettel and Ricciardo out of pit. That puts him up to 2nd place. Hamilton is really far away. He's also on the soft tires. He's 6.5 seconds ahead as of right now on the super soft tires. And you see here, this is when Vettel was able to get around Ricciardo. He has the ERS power on the overtake mode, and he's just able to get right up to the rear wing of Giovinazzi. He's just able to get right up behind him. You can tell Vettel's faster. He's able to keep the tire wear lower, much lower than Giovinazzi is. But Giovinazzi able to hold him off. As Bottas is catching Ricciardo, this is where the big battle comes in play. It was just the end of the battle, though, going on to the front stretch. As Bottas cleared Ricciardo, and then going into 1, there was nothing left for Ricciardo. A couple laps later, with only 8 to go, we brought Raikkonen in, put him on the super softs. We saw Giovinazzi still in second place, holding off Vettel. His tires are getting worn. He's even seeing it. We make him push all the way, and then we get him into pits. We're going to put him also on the super soft tires, trying to get him to go faster and gain some more spots by the end of the race. You see a lot of people down towards the mid-pack or so have already come to pit and fit on super soft tires, except for George Russell. George Russell came in and he put on medium tires. Giovinazzi came out 7th and got some good ERS, which we were going to use to our advantage. Raikkonen further back, he gets around Leclerc, the man who took his place in 2019. He's trying to get around him at least, and coming to the few final turns, Raikkonen was able to get behind him, but Leclerc just had the faster pull, or the more top end. Raikkonen looked to the outside. It looked like it wasn't going to work, and then Raikkonen used a little bit of ERS, was able to clear Leclerc. Leclerc looked back down to the inside, but wasn't able to get back around Raikkonen, even though he's able to get side by side. Stroll holding the 10th position there, as Raikkonen really tried to look and get around him, and right here he's going to dive to the inside. Able to get a wing in there, able to stick with him and pull ahead, going through those S's, and coming up to the backstretch he was able to pull away. And here's Raikkonen once again, but it was Leclerc catching him and passing him because we had both of our cars had mechanical issues. Giovinazzi's tires were really worn down. You see he's in 5th, and here comes Verstappen flying up on him, passes him, and that was a good race for us. We got 6th and 12th for our race. And for a first race in Alfa Romeo, that's not that bad because our sponsor objective was 8th, and we got 6th. We ran 2nd for most of the race. Lewis Hamilton is your winner in Sydney. What a good race. We had one DNF, that was Sergio Perez. He had a mechanical failure around lap 25, which is devastating for him. And after the game saves, you can see what tires people took and who the winning what the winning strategy was. Hamilton on intermediates until lap 12 went on super softs for 9 laps, then on softs for 7 laps. Ended up the leader and winner, as you saw. Ricardo only took mediums for his first pit stop. And look right there, 5th place, Max Verstappen gains 13 spots. As you see the team standings here, Alfa Romeo is in 5th place. It's good for us. All our morals and stats are being boosted. Kimi was very disappointed with that finish. His moral went down 22%. Antonio Giovinazzi really excited and thrilled with that race, went up 21.5%. So, like I said earlier, Kimi's our number 1 driver, but Antonio had a really good race, so I think I'm going to keep my eye on him a little bit more. And then we also have Ericsson, just in case Kimi does anything weird or Antonio does anything weird. We always got Ericsson as a backup. And here are the rest of the stats. Antonio Giovinazzi in 6th in the Drivers' Championship, and Kimi Räikkönen in 12th. We are 5th in the team standings. Hamilton won the race, took the lead of the Drivers' Championship, took the lead of the Constructors' Championship with his teammate Valtteri Bottas. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please let me know down in the comments. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you want to see more content like this. And if you want to see the rest of this series play out and see who's going to win the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.